There will always be a newly discovered, amazingly strong meta-level team. It will be played by all who are curious of its power, and marauded by those who must always win. And with each new discovery, a wave of fear radiates throughout the Heroclix community. The fear is real. Instead of cowering in fear, we can look at these teams as puzzles to be solved. Nothing is unbeatable. Everything has a weakness. Today, we solve the Krang Gang. Alright guys, we're going to get right into this, covering the Krang Gang solution for you. First off, I would like to say thanks to hcrealms.com for putting up their compendium of figures for us to present figure info to you today. It's a really place to go check that out and use this to build your teams and figure out what's going on with figures you may or may not own. So up first, we do have Krang, the core of the Krang Gang. Without the Krang, there would be no Krang Gang. His main threat comes from his molecular amplification chip. This allows him to get either giant or colossal size and +1 and +2s respectively, as well as he takes 1 unavoidable or 2 unavoidable damage respectively at the end of his turn. He also gets his shape-shifting hands, which grants pick power for attack powers or the flight symbol, and then on click 2 through 6 he gets outwit and probability control that cannot be countered by the same click or higher, meaning if he's on click 2 and you're on click 2 through 12, you cannot counter his powers. Overall, with Krang and these bonuses, this gives him a 12 movement possible with 13 attack, 20 defense, and 6 damage with 7 range. That's what really makes him the threat here. Overall, just by himself, is just incredible damage values, and being able to put out the pain, and then being able to pick things like Pulse Wave and Pensai, as well as possibly Super Strength, just to really just wreck your day overall. Up next, the real threat that I feel is a part of this team is Justin Seifert. He did make Mikeneto's new recruits, and this is mainly because he's the one who is granting all the power to Krang by making him a Sentinel. He uses that special attack power to take a power action if he's adjacent to, in this case, Krang, and give Krang a free action to move up to his full movement and then make a ranged or close combat attack as a free action. So when you look at this, that means that he can move a full 12, 13 attack, again 20 defense, 6 damage, and then follow up with another 5 damage attack at 7 range, so with a pick power on that second shot. So I mean that's 19 squares of being able to just hunt you down and really just lay out any 2 characters that I see fit. The next thing you'll see in a Krang Gang will be Baxter Stockman. This is mainly for his attack power, where he can take a free action to heal a robot 1 click, and then if he cannot, it gets +1 to its attack and speed values. So with this, you're now looking at Krang, who has now what would be 13 movement and 14 attack, just running out there to lay into you, and this is essentially the core of the Krang Gang team. Now, some other things that you might see on this team would be Jean Grey for TK for Seifert and Krang to get him out there for full board Alpha Strike, and then also Bizarro Green Arrow to give Krang some added ranged combat defense, so that he can just slough off whatever you shoot him with, even Pulse Wave, Pensai, whatever, and make sure Krang can stay alive to get another shot on you with Seifert. So let's move into what I found to be the overall weaknesses of this team. I'm going to start with Justin Seifert because his attack power is outwittable, and which means that Krang's not going to get that double attack option. Or you can go to Precision Strike with 4 damage with a good hypersonic speed or a charge to bypass that super senses and just club him, get 40 points, and then Krang is much less of a threat. Still a threat, but much less of a threat. Up next would be Krang. Here you're looking for outsiders or outsiders-like abilities like the X-Men Gold ATA to prevent him from getting all those modifiers. This will effectively nullify his trait as well as the bonuses that he would gain from Baxter Stockman. One last strategy that I'd like to recommend, courtesy of Rebel, because he ran this during the WKO, would be a theme team For pick of map, get your indoor map, and then run some serious barriers. Rebel ran 3 Green Lanterns and sufficiently took down a Krang team with this method, because you can really just hold him off and keep him where you want him until you're ready to strike him down and or take out his support pieces. So quick recap, we're looking for Outwit on Seifert's power, Precision Strike to down Seifert, Outsiders to nullify modifiers, or just blocking down Krang on an indoor map to make sure that he's not going to cause you a problem. Overall, some things that I've been thinking about as just a anti-Krang team would be the Uncanny X-Men Super Rare Beast and his ability to outwit several people. That combined with a barrier, getting him in there to outwit both Seifert, Jean Grey, and Krang, as well as Baxter Stockman, sufficiently just brings his team to its knees and leaves you ripe for my second wave attack. The problem is getting him out there with the barrier or putting him in position. One consideration that I had was using the OP Cannonball to carry him in there. That way you can also get a theme team with the X-Men Gold team, but that does head us down that road of building specifically to take out a Krang team. This is what we're wanting to avoid here. But overall, this would be what I would consider the solution to the Krang team, and I hope you guys have found this helpful. And please like, comment, subscribe, tell me how I'm doing, and remember, until next time, strike first and strike hard.